Can you believe they have snow in Paris today?
Unbelievable. And we had to take 2 layers off to sit here in the sun. You clicked on this video and that was absolutely the right thing to do. And you know why? Because you would have missed out on something, and that would have been really a shame. We're in La Libération, a neighborhood in the very heart of Nice that's not touristy at all. It's simple, authentic, and it celebrates the Mediterranean way of life.
And we can start our tour of the district right over there actually, at the market of La Libération, which is the vibrant center of this neighborhood every morning, except for Mondays. Let's finish our coffee and off we go. La Libé, as the locals call it, is behind the main train station, roughly between the tramline 1 stations, Libération, Boriglione and Valrose Université. To the left and to the right of the main axes, Avenue Malocena and Avenue Alfred Boriglione. So after dragging ourselves from our spots in the sun, surrounded by locals enjoying a perfect January morning, it's time for a stroll across the market at Place du Général de Gaulle. Many people buy their fruit and vegetables here, as they are freshly harvested, often locally produced, and usually cheaper than in the supermarket. You'll also find the biggest selection of fresh fish in all of Nice right here. Fun fact, the most historic stalls are the ones closest to the main square. Some of them have been here for decades. Another place not to miss in the center of La Libération is the former railway station, la Gare du Sud, as it is still called today. After a new concept for the huge hall didn't really work a few years ago, the station reopened as Mediterraneo with yet another concept last summer. It's a one-stop destination for a good time. You get Mediterranean food and drinks, have all kinds of sitting areas, and there are different cultural events every day, from salsa nights to techno parties and Mario Kart competitions on the big screens. Another cool suggestion, if you have a bit of time, is to hop on this tiny train and discover the beautiful alpine interior of our département. The station, which replaces the Gare du Sud and is just a few steps away, is home to the trendy Pignes, which takes you on a breathtaking journey to various little villages. We recommend a stopover in Entrevaux. We'll definitely take you there some other time. Right next to the old railway station and the market, the terrace of Le Gambetta has quickly filled, again with people looking for sun and for seafood. Opened in 1923, this restaurant is an institution in La Libération, especially for its fancy seafood platters and the typical interior that reminds you of Parisian brasseries in Art Deco style, with large mirrors surrounded by wooden paneling. Just opposite of Le Gambetta and the Marché de la Libération, there's another little market, a covered market called the Docks de la Riviera, established more than 100 years ago. Over the past almost 70 years, it hasn't changed much. You can buy meat, cheese, fish, or get lunch.
Whenever our friends and family come to visit us, they always, really always want to go on a fresh market here in the south of France. So maybe you too. And now you know that you can go to Libération, but there are others too here in Nice. So, and if you want to know more about it, just click on this one.
Off to the northern part of La Libé, which by the way is called Libération, because right here Nice was liberated from the German occupiers in 1944. We're heading for a cheap eat place that came with a lot of praise, Soca Tram, as the name suggests, right on the tram line that conveniently runs through this neighborhood. Soca Tram opened when the tram began operating, back in 2007. Since then, the place for typical local dishes and pizza has found its loyal customers who stop by for a quick and tasty lunch. When we arrived, it was just past 2 p.m., so they were about to close for the day. Thankfully, it didn't take much convincing for the chef to heat up a slice of pissaladière for us. We were late, but the owner was so nice to give us his last piece of pissaladière. Let's see. The onion tart was excellent, by the way, super crunchy and tasty. There aren't many hotels in this neighborhood, but one we had read about was the Villa Saint-Hubert, and it had gotten us curious. We arrived to find a lovely little oasis of peace and quiet in a residential area with typical Belle Epoque villas from the late 1800s and early 1900s with some sweet personal touches to it. Hotel owner Sophie, who invited us in spontaneously, opened her boutique hotel with 13 rooms 21 years ago. She said her place is not for everyone. Those who want to stay among tourists should find a place closer to the promenade. But those who want to explore local life and meet people from Nice are simply enchanted by this place.
So we looked this place up for you and we came and we visited, and we're really happy because it really turned out to be the place we hoped for. If you like to be among the French and not too close to the beach, because you have to walk for 25 minutes, but if you want to be in the quiet and in the peace, surrounded by local people, this is really the perfect place.
Just to be clear again, this hotel is not right by the sea, but you can get there in just 10 minutes by tram. Rooms are available from well under 100 euros. You can find more information in the description below the video. Not the most beautiful, but certainly one of the architecturally most interesting buildings in this neighborhood is this church, Sainte Jeanne d'Arc. We mention it mainly because there is another well-known restaurant right next door, Loupontaille, which, much to our dismay, was closed when we arrived because it was in the middle of the afternoon. But if the pictures on the walls full of celebrities are any indication, this is a place to check out. It offers local cuisine and a cozy interior. Cozy, but in a different sense of the word, is also this tea room back on the main street, Le Goûter d'Antan.
Avec le lait végétal. Et vous, les végétales?
Oui.
Allez, prépare ça.
This retro place full of knickknacks from the old days serves homemade cakes as well as tea and coffee specialties. Inside it's tiny, but there are several more tables in front of the tea room. The owner, Priscilla, is looking to sell the place after 10 years, so hurry if you want to try it out. We have one last area left to discover, the streets south of Place de Gaulle. Only now, as the sun is slowly setting, have we managed to get to the roof terrace of yet another hotel, the Hotel Monsigny. You'll have to wait until April to come up here though. That's when the rooftop bar will open again. Anya and I were lucky enough to be allowed a sneak preview because we really wanted to show you this amazing 360-degree view from the sea along the tram line to the mountains and back. There's also a restaurant in this hotel, which we didn't try, but it looks promising with local cuisine at good prices, and an in-house pâtissier who creates these sweet devilries. Literally 3 minutes from the hotel is a wonderful new cafe that we'd like to show you. C'est l'Atelier. It's a combined place for all kinds of specialties around the hot brew and artfully composed dried flower arrangements run by two buddies. Our latte and homemade lemonade taste as good as they look, so it's no surprise that this wasn't our first visit to this cute little place. And then, totally by chance, we stumbled upon one of our favorite discoveries of the day, Les Beaux Joueurs, where wine, cheese and board games make for memorable evenings with friends. The place was packed on a random Thursday evening in January. The owners presumably really do their job well, explaining games that you can borrow or buy and the different wines. There are wines from all regions of France, organically grown, and to go with it, you can choose between various platters of wonderful cheeses. And even if you don't speak French, there are games that everybody knows. Just pick what you like and roll with it. We sure had fun playing a few rounds, getting all competitive. Before we take you to our last stop for today, here's a little recap of the restaurants that we've either shown you in this video or that we've heard great things about. Almost on our way back home, we simply had to test the Lebanese restaurant just opposite of the game store, as several friends had mentioned it to us as one of their favorite fast food places around. You can order your dishes to take away or to eat in. The way the restaurant was busy when we were there probably speaks for itself. We have to wait for a minute. I've ordered a falafel sandwich because I'm really hungry. Yeah, and I hope they hurry up. And a few minutes later, I was in culinary heaven. This is another place for cheap eats in La Libération. And actually we've done a full film about cheap eats in Nice. Have a look right there.